All right, what are we going to talk about this segment?
So we were just talking about a great court case that, again, helps validate, or maybe is the right word, your Second Amendment rights. But basically say, hey, this is an important right, and it's being far too infringed upon. There's really a lot of good. There's a little bit of bad going on when it comes to the Second Amendment right now. I think we're headed into a bit of a golden age when it comes to firearms that was kicked off really by Heller versus D.C. in 2008. The 2000s, from 2000 to for the next at least 10 years, it was the attitude was, what are we going to do? There was so much bad happening, and maybe that started even earlier. Maybe you can really kick that off federally with the assault weapons ban in '94. But when I got into it back in the 2000s, it was, hey, what's the plan and what are we doing here? Because it seemed like every year things would get worse and worse and worse. And I know a lot of people, it's easier to feel bad than it is to feel good. Feeling bad's easy. Complaining is real easy,
Yeah, just look around.
Yeah. But there's a lot of really good things going on. People kind of get stuck in this mentality that, oh, geez, everything's bad. California's horrible. Gun laws. Oh, my gosh.
We got to leave.
Yeah. But it really does feel like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, where it used to just be about 3 steps back every year. There was no steps forward. No steps forward, 3 steps back.
Are you telling us that you get this eerie feeling that we're winning the war?
I think we're making progress like in a way that I've never seen. And I think
you think the other side thought we would give in or give up?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that they had such an easy time for so many years.
Because we didn't say or do anything.
Basically.
And then we realized, wait a minute, this is getting really close to taking my rights away.
Yeah.
And, it's like you push a calm person into the corner and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. Next thing you know, you get punched in the face.
Right.
Really.
Figuratively.
Is that personal experience there? Or?
Pretty much. Well, Mikey, you're the same way. How far do you have to be pushed before you blow up?
I don't get mad. I get even.
Yeah, and same with you, Joe. Joe, how hard do you have to be pushed before you finally retaliate?
Yeah, it takes a lot.
Yeah. See, and that's the problem with conservatives, I truly believe. I've never seen an irritated, upset, angry conservative. Think of one. Think of one conservative that that's constantly angry and always upset. I don't know many myself. I think it's a trait.
The great insurgency on January 6th.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Those 2 grandmothers look pretty fierce.
That's right. We're still not letting you out of jail. You're going to be in there for a lot more.
Well, if you're listening and the first thing you thought when I said, hey, a lot of good things are happening and that we're winning in a way that I've never seen before.
Crazy.
And if you're out there listening and the first thing that came to your mind was something bad that happened, like, well, gee, what about the roster? Or, oh, gee, golly, what about this? What about that? I think it's time that you become a glasses half full person, because you're definitely a glasses half empty guy.
Well, you have to remember too, out here in California, we have a really skewed view of what's going on, and you have to keep in mind that there's really only 6 or 7 states that are pretty bad Second Amendment wise.
Yeah.
The other 43 states are pretty much okay,
right,
gun wise. And, the thing you got to think about is you only hear the bad stuff. Because if you think about it, somewhere along the line, we lost our media and our free press. And we don't have that anymore. It's more like just a propaganda arm now, and that's not an overstatement. We went out to breakfast this morning. We had breakfast at Janet's in Santee. And they had a TV monitor up there, screen, and they had ABC News on, some news show this morning. And I was kind of glancing up at it, and it was just propaganda. It was the attacks on the anti-vaccine people and attacks on this, attacks on that, and that's all it was. And that's what people see now. So I think you get that skewed view of things.
Well, and that's why I really want to point out, if you had said 10 years ago, let's say, that there was going to be 5,000 people in San Diego with a CCW and 25,000 people in Orange County with a CCW and thousands more in Riverside, and LA is starting to issue CCWs. Had you said that to people, most counties in California are regularly issuing CCWs. Most counties. Had you said that to an activist, to a gun owner 10 years ago, they'd have laughed in your face.
Yeah, and
But it's happening.
and we're well over what,
And
20
it's not an
million,
accident.
Nationwide
Right.
for permit holders, and what, 21 states now, I think, have constitutional carry.
So that's another thing. 21 states don't just have CCW. That's just shall issue. That used to be the gold standard. Oh,
Right.
we want everybody to be shall issue. They're not just shall issue. 21 states are constitutional carry. Have you said that to someone 10 years ago? Someone in the gun
They
world.
thought you're crazy.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way that's going to happen. And now we have 21 states, including one of the biggest states in the union, Texas.
Right.
That's an amazing story.
I've got friends in Texas that listen to this show, and they'll every once in a while on the way home they'll call me up and they'll say, "Really?" He says, "You really have to do that?" The gun roster really blew him away. When I
Yeah.
told him that if we want to put another gun on the roster, we got to take 2 off.
Yeah, well, and you have to have a technology that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
And then you have to take 2 off, right?
And he says, "You're kidding me." I go, "No."
And the assault weapons decision that just happened, that he stayed his own decision. I get it. Nothing's changed in your life yet.
Mm-hmm.
But for the first time ever, a federal court said, yeah, these assault weapon bans are unconstitutional.
And
That's
everybody else
huge.
is going, "Yeah, okay, I get it."
That's it, but it's huge.
But California's up in arms, and oh my goodness, what have you done? You can't do that.
Well,
It
there's,
is.
There's court cases, too, addressing most of those bad things that you just mentioned that are working their ways through the courts now. So, I mean, that's a definite positive thing to look at.
Yeah, from our own backyard, if you look at San Diego, there are more people in office fighting for Second Amendment rights. There are more people doing activism in support of the Second Amendment. There are more gun owners. There are more people carrying a gun. There are more people with CCWs. I mean, we're headed in the right direction. Now, that doesn't mean, that, for example, San Jose just had that gun tax pass, so that's a step back, right?
It's a step back, yeah.
It's a step back, the assault weapons decision was stayed. I get it. There are bad things happening, but the reality is we've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that activism, true activism, raising money, organizing people works. It works.
It does.
And it's something you have to do for the rest of your life. There's no silver bullet.
Yeah.
And of course,
it's not going to fix itself overnight.
and it's not going to fix itself overnight. It's not going to happen automatically.
Because if we let up, then the other side will come on even stronger.
Yeah.
It's like anything. If you know what you're doing is the right thing to do, you have to commit, just like you did. I mean, you quit a perfectly good paying job and you dove into San Diego County Gun Owners with both feet, and you have not looked back yet that I'm aware of.
Well, and good things are happening. Good things are happening. And
I agree.
the new boogeyman is ghost guns. That's the new boogeyman.
That's the new one.
You
That's
know?
the new one today.
Yeah. And we're going to actually talk a little bit more about it, but that's the even if we are taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, we're still moving forward.
Right.
Yeah,
they're not all back steps.
But I definitely say, Joe, do you agree the ghost gun is the new,
The new boogeyman.
Yeah, certainly here in San Diego anyway. But again, looking at that too, they're blaming a surge on crime, right, on ghost guns. So that's the San Diego city's justification, I
Their
guess,
new
for
talking points.
for their new thing to attack. But realistically, crime's been increasing in cities all around the country, and it's due to, unfortunately, the bad Democrat policies that have been going on for the last couple of years in a lot of cities for decades.
Which they won't admit.
And they're seeing that all around the country. When you talk about defunding police, when you've got police agencies that for political reasons won't support their officers, then what happens is the officers don't do active policing anymore. They hold back. And what you see, the result of that is you see increases in crime. And that's what they're seeing now. And like Michael pointed out, it has nothing to do with ghost guns, but I mean, that's the excuse that is used now to crack down on these things.
And like you said, Dave, you just hit the nail on the head. It's just a talking point. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
It's just a talking point. But a lot of good things are happening, and I for one, have been extremely excited about it.
Well, as close as you are to it, probably more so than the 2 of us, because I mean, you kind of eat, sleep, and drink it all day. I mean, and it would be easy to be disillusioned and depressed and down. What was your deal at KUSI?
Oh, it was about the court case. So they wanted to hear about the Fourth Circuit court case for adults under, and that's another thing. I mean, 5 years ago, before San Diego County Gun Owners, There was no pro-gun story on the 6 o'clock news, KUSI or otherwise.
And what other stations called you?
On that one, not no one, but KPBS a couple days earlier.
Yeah.
I was on talking to them. KPBS, folks.
No kidding.
KPBS. Now, so now, you're turning on the 6 o'clock news, or everybody in San Diego turns on the 6 o'clock news, and they're seeing something. We're not just preaching to the preached anymore.
Right.
We're outside of the bubble. You're actually seeing a pro-Second Amendment. I'm on. Someone from San Diego County Gun Owners is on so often on local news talking about usually good news.
Yeah.
So often it's just not. It's not even special anymore. People kind of go, all right, yeah, that's cool. There it is again.
Which in a way is a little bit disheartening because they should be listening. Because
should be listening. But I don't know. I look at it as, hey, this is now part of the culture. Like San Diego culture. A small part of the culture is that we have, a pro-Second Amendment voice in the 6 o'clock news.
You'll know when you've done good when you're on 8, 10, and 39.
Well, we've been on 8, 10, and 39.
So we're doing good.
So we're doing good.
Yeah. Just not last week.
Normally they wouldn't talk to you.
Yeah. Well,
there was a time, right, that they wouldn't talk to you.
It didn't even occur to them. It didn't even occur to them. They to report from that angle, and so we've done a lot of things to work with them. But ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, KPBS, KUSI.
Well, you do know if you go into the newsroom, they're all watching each other.
Yeah,
and I'm sure
it's a fact.
They all went, "Hey, you see who was on KUSI? Man, we better get that guy."
The KPBS lady, she was like, when we did the interview, she goes, "Oh, I like your brick wall." She said, "I've seen you in other interviews." There's a brick wall behind me in my Zoom. She said, "I've seen you in other interviews, and I was hoping you'd be in front of the brick wall." And I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
anyway.
That's the high point of this.
Anyway, so what I'm trying to say, folks, glass is half full. Keep the chin up. We are winning. It may not be as fast as we all want, but the fact is we're moving forward.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.